Hey, looking for a simple, easy trading strategy with elite algo? Then this is going to be the video for you. I found this strategy about a few months ago looking into one of the strategies that I've traded before, but using elite algo with this particular strategy has been a great combination and it's very, very easy to execute on. So I'm going to tell you exactly the couple of rules that this strategy follows, and if you follow these rules, then you're going to really like this strategy. So rule number one, obviously, trading trend. So to make sure that you're trading within the trend and seeing where the trend is, you want to make sure you enable the dashboard within the Elite Algo settings. Show signals, the sensitivity, I'm going to do 1.4 here. And the other thing that you want to do is enable the swing high, swing low, and change it to 18. And you'll see why in a second. Then the last thing that you want to make sure that you do is change it to the trend only signals, and then obviously use the consolidation zone. Make sure you use these numbers when you're using the consolidation zones. It's going to help out tremendously and give you some really good zones to trade from. So going into the strategy right away, what we're looking for is obviously one, we're going to trade with the trend. Now I'm looking at some previous price action, so the dashboard is going to match up with current data. As you can see, once I teach it to you, you see that it wasn't too much going on in this aspect of the market for this strategy, so I'm using the old trend. So that's why the trend is going to not be with the strategy as far as looking back. So what we're looking at, and let's kind of zoom in just a little bit so we can get a better, clear view, is we want it to be a good solid consolidation zone. Elite Algo is going to give you those zones right away. And with those consolidation zones, there's going to find prices that are bunched up or a range in the market. And simply what we're looking for is a break and retest of that system. So Elite Algo finds what to look at and then we execute. So for example, it changed to a downtrend right on the break of this consolidation zone. And then from there, we get the retest. So what you can do sometimes is you can take this horizontal ray tool, which you can find right here, horizontal ray, and you can also use alternative J, and it'll place it right where your cursor is when you push that shortcut. But this can be your area of where you are. And what I like to do also is I kind of like to have this area here. And one thing that you can do to make it easier when you're drawing this square is you can go right into the settings, go into style, and extend right. So let me actually change it to one of my areas. There we go. So extend right. So that way I have a zone, because it doesn't necessarily have to be right on that line. You just want it around that zone. So as we get into this setup, we see that we have lower highest formed before the break. That's one thing that you want to have. You want to have a lower high or a low or a high. You can have a high as well formed before the break. As long as it's not a higher high formed before the break, then you're good. The second thing is obviously you want the market to actually break out. You don't want no little baby break. You want an actual breakout, a strong breakout with a good candle that breaks it out. Then the next thing is obviously you want the market to come back and give you that retest of that zone. And then once it gives you retest to that zone on the first bearish candle closure, you want to take that entry. So for example, you take this entry and it gave you literally about 150 pip potential here. But we're only going to go for a certain number of pips. I'm going to tell you the risk management component of it in just a second. So lower high or high for a sell, you want it to break out, come back, and have a bearish close. Now, one thing that'll make it even more effective is if you get a smart sell signal or a sell signal in general within the zone that you're trying to break and retest, or right after it like this. If it's right after it, that's fine as well. And that's going to give you an added confirmation using the Elite Algo system of what zones are going to be more effective. And it's not going to be 100%, but with the risk management component of it and the actual trading strategy, you're going to get a good 70–75%. That's all you're going to need to get some really, really good profits. Now, nothing's guaranteed. And what I'm showing you isn't just direct financial advice, but this is something that I found that I like that I want to share with you. So, you're looking at another example. You have this area right here. It breaks out. You got a lower high and a smart sell within that consolidation zone. That's great. And then price comes back into that zone. You get your bearish close. Whether you use that or the higher one, either one would have been fine. And you would have had a good area to play from. Now, in this one, it gives you just a little bit of a fake out. And this is why the lower high and the highs come into play, because as you can see, even if we take it'll take too long to come back on, but there's no lower high here. And with the market, the way it works out, I'll actually show you something. So let's take off this signal. See if it's hiding behind this smart cell. Let's see. I believe so. Let's see. So no lower high, you see? So that's not a area that you trade because it didn't confirm the pivot in the market. So let's bring back our signals. So that's why I didn't bring out this one. Even though that one was a winning trade, this one was a losing trade. So you may miss a winner, you may miss a loser, but you want to follow the rules. If you follow the rules, then you're going to have the best chance of success with any trading strategy. So that's that aspect of it. You have another zone. It kind of lines up twice between this zone and this zone. You have this zone right here. Now you see that the market doesn't come all the way there, and you miss out on that level. So that's completely fine. But then you have this one here. You get the smart sell. And with that smart sell, you're going to have, good areas of opportunity. Now, like I said, I like to have the lower highs and the higher lows for the different buy and sell signals. But you can also be a little bit more lenient if you get the signal within the consolidation zone. You can take that next break and retest if you like. It's not going to be as effective as seeing the lower high and the signal within the consolidation zone. So, the market, say you're taking this just off the smart sell and the break and retest. Market comes in, it closes, and then it wicks back into the area here. And that just by itself was a 75 pip gain. So that would have been a good trade. So you get your lower high here. You wait for the market to come back into it. Before the retest, you get a smart sell. So if it happens right before the retest, that's great too. You just want it to happen in a relevant area to your actual trade. But a wrong one. But here's your area here. Price comes into it, just wicks right into it, gives you that bearish close, and that would have been your trade. Nice trade. Next one here is you got your smart sell, and this one probably should have shown a lower high. Let me actually increase the sensitiveness, go to 15. Because that one should have shown a lower high for sure. It was too much price action not to show a lower high. Let's see. See if it comes up. Okay, let's go a little bit lower. Just calibrate that. It's too much price action. But going into it, there it is. So going into it, so 13. So remember 13. Get the lower high, smart sell, and then you get your break and retest. Now, let's see, this one might have been a honest loss. Then you're going to have losers within the trade, within the system. So, with this, let's see, we do like a 25 pip stop loss. A 25 pip stop loss, so we hit stop loss before this, obviously. So, no big deal there. That's an honest loss. We get another crack at it over here. Let's just move this here. Get your lower high, high. Get your break, your retest here. And let's see what this is looking like. There's close. So that was 2 in a row. But like I said, you're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some. It's the risk management that's going to give you the best opportunity. This is why. And if you don't understand this about risk management, then you shouldn't trade at all. Actually, one. So there's a few components of risk management that you want to look out for. So the first thing is that there's a few components of risk management you want to look out for. So one is you want to have a good reward to risk. So for my trades, I like looking for around 1.5 to 1, and we can use colon, 1.5 to 1 reward to risk. As close to 1.5 as possible. The second trade, this is going to be for the first trade because we're going to take 2 trades. So first trade. Second trade is I like to look for a 3 to 1 or even a 2.5. You can go down 2.5 if you want to get out faster. So 2.5 second trade. And we're going to take both of these trade entries. Both trades are at the same time for the same signal at the same time. So you're going to open 2 trades instead of 1 when you get that confirmation. So the first, both trades are going to have a stop loss. And you can kind of judge how you want to do it based off the timetable and the pair, the volatility is 25 to 30. So, the 20 to 30. And what I like to use, we'll just go in the middle, we'll do a 25. The first trades take profit, be 35. The second trades take profit would be 60. So that's where I like to go within that system, and actually 65 is the correct number. So 35 and 65. When the trade reaches 20 pips profit, I secure 8 pips. So that way, most people do 10. I like to give it a 2 extra bit of room. So that way it can have some more space to fluctuate. And then when the first trades TP is hit, move your stop loss of second trade to 25 pips. So basically what happens with this is you have a 35 pip take profit on the first trade, and then you secure 25 pips. So the minimum pips you gain when you hit TP1 is 60 pips. So that's really a 2 to 1 opportunity just from that risk management. That's what helps you win. So with that type of game plan, you only have to be about 45% accurate to be profitable. So that takes a lot of pressure off of you. So this is how we use the break and retest strategy. And hopefully this helps. Let me know in the comments what part you like about the strategy. And then for people who want to get elite algo, if you don't have it, I'm going to put a link in the description for you, so that way you can access Elite Algo and access many different strategies. I'll have a lot more strategies with Elite Algo because I know there's different types of traders, and you'll see that some in the description, some will be in the suggested videos coming up. So until the next video, hope you make some more money, make some pips, and get a lot of profits.